What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and it looks like the dust is settling around the Dr. Disrespect situation. Basically every sponsor has dropped him now. Basically every YouTuber or content creator has disavowed him by now. And I think, look, if you want to be extremely upfront about things and extremely clear, to a lot of people, him messaging anybody other than his wife is not okay. And I think that that's very fair to say. Him carrying on conversations with anybody who isn't in his age bracket, also not okay. And that's full stop. Okay, I want to be very clear, and I've done a poor job at being very clear about that. Messaging anybody but his wife, that's not okay. Messaging people, who were allegedly, well, actually, it's not even alleged, who, he shouldn't have been. That's not okay. That said, I don't think we're ever going to see the messages themselves. That will probably be the only thing that could save Doc at this point. The messages come out and that they're harmless, because right now the internet is basically completely assumed that not just has he done the worst things imaginable, but I guess worse. Words have meaning, and again, I can't be clear enough. He should not have been really messaging anybody in that manner other than his wife, and he certainly should not have been messaging anyone, in different age brackets. Okay, that said, from what I understand, law enforcement did look at these messages. He was not brought up on any charges. As far as I know, there's no laws broken. Twitch still paid him out. So, I guess that's the silver sliver of hope that people who call themselves part of the Champions Club, like I have for years now, since day one on YouTube streaming, you just kind of hope that it isn't as bad as people say. But fact of the matter is now, unless he releases those messages, and that is true, the internet has already jacketed him, placed a label on him that is almost impossible to come back from. People are treating him as if he were caught red-handed with somebody who's like 7 or something like that. Okay, that's not what happened. There was never any meetups. I'm not saying what he did was okay. All right, I get it. People want to unsubscribe. People want to roast him. People want to meme him. That's fine. But that's all I'm trying to say is that, words have meaning. And, as far as I know, I think people jumping to conclusions about what he would do with, young ones and stuff like that, I think that's pretty vile. Thanks for that position. And thanks to that position, I'm getting hundreds or thousands of dislikes on videos in which all I want people to do is give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay. Now we know he's at least admitted that, look, I was having conversations I shouldn't have had, but we didn't know that till yesterday. So I don't know why people are pissed off at me about it. I think everybody should be innocent until proven guilty. And, I think the aftermath now is not great. But it does raise some other conversations. Why did Twitch, if it's as bad as all these people are saying, and it might be, why has Twitch said nothing over all these years? The CEO of Twitch went on and did an interview and said he was banned because he was abducted by aliens or something like that. Twitch legit hid this, and no one is mad at Twitch. Obviously, Doctor did wrong, but where are the repercussions for Twitch? A lot of people are saying, hey, I'm not going back to Twitch after this. Again, you see this person in tweet, the alpha rich man gets revealed for doing something. And again, everybody's claiming to know the age of this person. Nobody knows, except for Doc, I guess, and that person. You have Pokimane and Valkyrie, sliding in here to virtue signal. People are saying, oh, they were this age. Nobody knows. And anybody who's in your mention saying they do, they're lying. But what has been revealed now is an interesting post. This comes from Relium714. It says, I don't think most people have any idea how bad things were behind the scenes at Twitch. I literally worked in the department that had access to most data and information. I saw whispers, etc. It was literally my job to investigate daily. I saw things every single day I wish I didn't have to see. I always advocated for being a good human, always expressed with heavy emotion on my streams how Twitch let PEDs run free every day. I signed an NDA and afraid to get in trouble, but I have to say something. It's been bothering me so long. These sick individuals don't deserve to be free. And then also write, sorry, it's pretty vague. I'm literally afraid for legal and safety reasons. Wish I could explain more, but I wanted to let you guys know half of the stuff you assume is probably true. I mean, you have people saying here, you know, many of them are OF individuals selling these type of, you know, that's another thing I want to point out. You know, a lot of these OF individuals are running around trying to dunk on him. Who do you think's buying your pictures? You're on the website pretending to play Call of Duty for the very same people he is. All right. And you know it too. So you know who's buying your photos, ladies. All right. We know, and you know. All right. So before you run around calling him out, which again, shouldn't be messaging people that's not his wife, shouldn't be messaging people that are not old enough. And he's obviously had a consequence for that, right? He's had the consequence. He's lost everything. You know, all he has left now is his YouTube channel. And I bet you YouTube, somebody's trying to take that away. So what else do you want, right? According to law enforcement, he did nothing illegal. All right. But all these only fools individuals, to borrow a term from Better Bachelor, they're out there doing the same thing. They're out there selling those photos to these, you know, little ones with mommy and daddy's credit card. Okay, so let's not, you know, let's chill on the moralizing. Again, once the messages, if the messages ever came out and they were as bad as people are assuming they are, well, then it's you'll get a full disavowal from me. You're already getting I disavow talking to anybody but your wife. I disavow, obviously, talking to anybody in an inappropriate manner who is not of the, you know, in your age group. That's crazy. No rightful person would justify that. All I'm saying is maybe the messages were, you know, we don't know what the messages were. They were obviously not criminal or he'd be locked up. And I mean, nobody can refute that. Unless Twitch covered them up completely, but my sources say that PD looked at them. So there was never anything against the law that happened. You know, you see a lot of this. Amazon might drop Twitch and shut it all down. They wouldn't shut it all down. They would probably sell it. NDAs generally cannot be used to silence somebody from reporting any kind of crime. And there can be fiduciary duty to protect individuals by disclosing such behavior. You know, we don't know. I would be cautious of anybody on Twitter, right, who's stating things as an absolute fact because they don't know. They don't know. I'm literally talking to the journalists who are breaking the story, and they don't know. So some, you know, Bob23456 on Twitter, they don't know either. Now, should I have replied firm handshakes to his tweet after he updated it and put, you know, updated that word in there? Nope. And I deleted that tweet. All right. I think that anybody can be redeemed. I think that people have absolute right to not watch his content anymore, to not support him, obviously. Right. But in the aftermath now, so we saw the statements, obviously, that came out. The editing and putting that word back in is very, very odd. Turtle Beach, a sponsor, removed all Doc branded products. The San Francisco 49ers dropped Doc. Dozens, if not hundreds, of high-profile content streamers and content creators condemned his actions after his admission, with reactions ranging from disgust to even his friends like Tim the Tatman and Nick Merck saying they couldn't support him. I mean, they literally can't support him. What are they supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? You know, many of Doc's longtime fans have said that even if they were previously in the camp of innocent until proven guilty, when this broke Doc's own statement, turned the tide for them, given that he plainly acknowledged the core details of the story behind the ban. but there are others who seem to believe the statement isn't damning enough. People are able to do that, right? The end result is essentially widespread condemnation of his actions, the industry, and across the industry. If left with just the internal reporting of what might have happened, it likely would have remained an open question for many, but Doc's own statement laying out the details that may not have been breaking the law, but still viewed as unacceptable, which I think is a fine assessment of that. Also, his whiskey company dropped him. I saw that earlier. By the way, it's not Nick Merckx's job to be quote unquote covering for him or sweeping for him, or it's not why. I don't understand why people are going to Nick Merckx and yelling at him. I don't know why people are going to me and yelling at me. I didn't do it. Right? Why is Tim the Tatman having to answer for this? That sucks. That's child behavior. These people didn't do why? I'm sure Nick and Tim feel really bad. They were friends with him. I'm sure that they didn't know about it. I'm sure that they also wouldn't have approved of it. So why they're taking heat, I don't know. But at this point, until the actual messages go out, if we ever actually see the messages and then they were over, and they were blown out of proportion, that'll probably be the only thing that could save Doc at this point, at least from a reputational standpoint. I hope you're informed by this video. I'll be interested to read the comments later. We'll talk to you again real soon.